Good morning, witches. It's Strega. I'm just having my morning coffee. I'm homesick with the kids. I have a terrible migraine, and my son has a migraine and isn't feeling well either, so I kept both the kids home since their school is like an hour away. So it's kind of like a little sick day for us. So I apologize. I'm
not sick.
Yeah, Joy wanted to go to school today.
I'm not sick.
No, but so I apologize. I'm not all dressed and made up. But I had an interesting comment, and as I was about to do the reply, I thought it would make an interesting video. The person asked me if I have a mark of the Strega, and I thought it was an interesting video topic, so I will do a video response. I think the lady's name was Lisa Powell, so this is your answer in video form. Okay, so in the very, very old days, like before the Christian the wars between Christianity and paganism and all that stuff, in the really old days, if somebody was born with a particular mark or a caul, which is like a baby's born like in a fully in the sac intact. It happens once in a while when babies are born now with by cesarean, that the doctors are able to take the baby out in the sac. I actually saw something about that on a video recently. It was really cool. You can see all the little details of the baby, and it's in the sac, still being fed by the umbilical cord. So if a child was born in that way, or if upon examining the child, if it had something special, like an extra finger, an extra toe, or a particular birthmark shaped like something, that child would be set aside and considered to become an apprentice to whoever the current shaman or witch doctor or witch wise person of that town was currently. It often was many, many years before somebody would be born and considered that this was a special enough mark to be set aside for this type of thing. Because that person had more education than anybody else. They typically would be responsible for all of the births, illnesses, anything that needed, specific wisdom, knowledge that other people didn't tend to have. But then later on, when Christianity and paganism and all that stuff was like kind of at war, and people were arguing more about things that are evil and things that are not, if somebody was born with something like that, they would call it the mark of the devil, and those children would be actually left out in the woods to die at sometimes, depending on the community and what their decisions were. So people became very secretive. That's how witchcraft and things like that, people that still held those types of beliefs, it became very secretive, because if a child was born with some kind of birthmark or something, people would fear that the child would be called a child of the devil or some such thing like that. That being said, with what we've learned scientifically and, especially in the last 100 years, we know that marks are just really birthmarks. They're things that go from generation to generation, and they're passed along genetically. So, that being said, myself and my children all have similar marks. And yes, we have particular birthmarks and particular things that are passed on. that are maybe a little bit different than some other people. As far as Strega and Italian things, Italians tend to be more prone to having what's called a skin tag. And my daughter Faith was born with a skin tag on her ear. It was noticed, pretty much right away. And the doctors watched it over time. They said it could be statistically cause some other problems later in life, because they keep records now, statistics on people that are born with certain things and so forth. But later it fell off. Second thing that she has is a birthmark in the shape of a cross, and that's something that is definitely very unique. But as far as me and other people in my family, we also share certain birthmarks that are in hidden places, large birthmarks that are the same for me and all my daughters. I know because I, bathed them and changed them when they were little, and but I never really think too much of it. I just assume that it's a genetic thing, and I've wondered if it's a mark like that because of our tradition and where we came from and what we are. But I think it just, our mind tells us that it might be that, but I don't know. I really don't know if I believe that there's a particular mark like that that could set somebody aside as being one thing or another. We're all different and we're all unique, but when I see my oldest daughter and the cross and the skin tag and all of that, when she was born, I knew she was special. I knew that meant something. And from the time that she was very little, I remember her being like 1 or 2 and pointing up to birdies. And later, when she saw pictures in the book of angels, she called those the birdies. So I knew that from a very young age, she saw things that other people didn't see. And I thought that was really cool. And I always knew that there was some special purpose for her in her life. I don't tend to say it to her or any of that, but, I've always encouraged her, whatever her natural abilities and talents are, to pursue them, because, I think that can lead to greatness. But yes, we have certain birthmarks in certain places. I'm not going to say exactly where and what not, but they're just where nobody would really see them unless they're intimately involved. I wanted to share this cool little spell bottle because it came out so perfectly. I thought I would share. It's a nice way to reuse small bottles, like if you buy little perfumes or something and you have some kind of working to do. This one was the perfect size for like a taper candle, and I had a small taper candle for this purpose, and I added my ingredients about halfway up, certain herbs and oils, and then I affixed the candle on the top, and when it burns, it seals in the ingredients, and you have a perfect little thing, spell bottle, and it can be put aside, kept safe, because you don't want it to break, because then it'll dissolve your work. But as long as it stays intact and it's kept somewhere safe, you could bury it. But, there's a chance it could be dug up or stepped on or something. But it's a nice little way to reuse bottles and have, it looks cool too. So you could have a little shelf where you keep all your positive markings, but negative ones you should dispose of. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this. Hope that answered your question. If you have more questions, leave them and I will answer them. Alright, have a great day. Bye.